In this video, we're going to talk about the basics of building a homepage. There are multiple ways to do it, so this is just one with a few examples and suggestions on how we have created it. This video is a little bit on the longer side than our normal ones, but it's broken down into the different pieces. So feel free to skip ahead to what you need to see. If you don't need the whole thing, feel free to pause. Feel free to come back and forth. Don't feel like you have to sit and watch the entire thing. Throughout the video, we're going to talk about adding a header, how to either use an image as a header or just text. Using a table, sometimes it's a lot easier to use a table to stick your buttons or even just text in to keep the spacing kind of nice and neat. Adding images as buttons. We'll talk about two different ways that you can get images to use as your buttons. Of course, these are not the only two ways. They're just two suggestions. Adding links to the images to truly make them buttons, because that's what a button is when we talk about that. It's an image that we've attached a link to so the kids can click on it and it takes them somewhere else. And then finally, in this video, we will talk about setting the page that you make as your official homepage so that when students log into Canvas and click on your course, this is the first thing that they see as kind of their launch page to in your course. So hopefully this helps, and we'll walk you through the steps. I want to start by talking about the importance of the homepage. Remember that the homepage will be the first thing your students see when they click into your course. So again, here's my example of a homepage. I have a banner up here at the top with a little greeting or my name, and then I have these images down through here that are essentially buttons that link to other pages. So I want to kind of start off by building this step by step. So the first thing that I'm going to do is come over here to my blank course. The first thing I need is a blank page. So I'm on the left-hand side. I'm going to click Pages. I don't have any in this course yet, so I'm going to click New Page. And I'm just going to go ahead and title this one Homepage. Now I'm in my rich content editor and I have some choices. I think it's best that up towards the top, you have maybe the name of the course. And I like to center it in the middle. This is where teacher choice comes in. You could just type "Welcome to Mr. Stevens' class" or "Welcome to algebra" right here. You don't have to have you don't have to have a banner if you don't want to. You could simply just type it in, maybe make it a little bit bigger. You could play with the font. You could change the color of the letters, whatever you want to do. If you are looking to do a header up here at the top, there are several options. I'm going to show you a couple of simple ones. To start with, you can check out some options for images over on the digital learning site. We've added a Canvas Guides button. Through here, I think we've shown this to you before, but through here you'll find a lot, and it'll continue to grow, of how-to videos on different things. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom, we've started adding in additional resources. So one of the things Kelly's been working on is a shared folder with templates and buttons already in it. So when I click into that, the first couple up here are blank banners. You can use Google Drawings or Google Slides to make a banner. So if I wanted to use this sample banner, I could insert my text here. And then to save it as an image, and this would go for any Google Slides. It doesn't have to just be this one. But when I go to download, I can choose JPEG or PNG and then upload that as an image. So using Google Slides, and the same thing works in Google Drawings as well, that you can create something and then download it as an image. The other option that you have that we've talked a lot about is Canva.com. Remember that Canva.com is a paid site, but they give it to teachers for free. So again, when you log in for the first time, log in with Google. And then right about here, you'll have a button that says pricing. Use your drop down, check in on educator, and follow the prompts to sign up for a free account. Once you're here, I would suggest Googling, or I'm sorry, in the search bar, do Google Classroom header. When you do that, you're going to have a ton of different templates come up. All of these are editable, so you can change any of the words that you want. You can add more images to it if you'd like. So I'm just going to click on this one as my example. And it says, welcome to 5th grade. I'm actually going to leave it, but I am going to change the wording here because I am not Mrs. Benson. I am Mr. Stevens. I could add more images on the side. There's so much you can do with Canva, but we'll keep this simple. I just want this banner. I'm going to go ahead and get it how I want it, download it. You can do PNG or you can do JPEG. I typically go JPEG. I'm not quite sure why, but I do. And then just download. And it will download to my device. It's not going, in this case, I've downloaded it to my device. Back on my page, I'm going to take my text out because I want my header in there. I'm going to find my image button. Well, actually, first, my cursor. I like to put that in the center again, center alignment. Now I'm going to find my image, and I'm going to use upload image. When I get here, I can click on here. Now, this will look a little different depending on what device you are using. So however you normally upload things from your device, it's the same thing. Mine's here under downloads. Let's see if I can remember what that was called. It was called Google Classroom. It helps to know what your file, there it is. And then I hit open. I can preview it and I can hit submit. It might take just a moment or so here to load, and there's my header right there at the top. I a lot of times like to use this little arrow to expand, and then I just kind of click wherever my cursor is, that's where my next thing is going to go. Now let's talk about inserting those buttons. So over here, I have my header done. You can type text. So here I said, welcome, click on the day of the week to see today's learning plan. You can type in your text there if you'd like something there, maybe a welcome message or something like that. The next thing I want to take a look at are these buttons and how I've inserted those. Again, these are just images, and you can use any images you'd like. You don't have to use images. You could just do text. Back on the templates folder, again, that was in the Canvas guides, all the way at the bottom was a link to this folder. There are some pre-made buttons in here. So you can take a look through those. If these are some that you'd like, these aren't easily editable because they've already been saved as images. So if you want to make your own, we're going to have to go a different route for that. But if you like these, simply open it up or click on it once, either way, and hit the download button so it downloads to your device. If you are looking to make your own buttons, again, Canva is a great one for that. For this one, I typically just start a create new design. I like the logo option because it makes it a little smaller. And then this is where the creativity just starts flowing. What I typically do is come over here to the left to elements. And then I'll start on like shapes or frames here. The nice thing about these is you kind of get the size. So I'm a fan of the circle. So I'm just going to click and drag it over there. And then I can go back and then I can type things in here. So maybe I'm going to go with that whole camping theme. So there's some that I've already done, but I'm going to type in camping. I'm going to see what I like down through here. There's just tons and tons of different options. Okay, I like this one. So I'm going to click and drag it into my frame there. I might have to resize it. If I don't even want to use my frame back there, I don't have to. That's where I can just kind of do what I want. So maybe I just kind of make this the entire size. All right, so maybe I want to add more buttons. There's one. I can click add page, and I can go through, you know what, I kind of like this mountain scene one. So I'm going to drag that one over. I like to make it the full size of the page here. That's nice and big. I can resize it once I get it into Canvas. Maybe I want to add another page. Scroll through here. This is where you can just kind of really get lost for hours in creating this. Oh, that's a fun circle one. I like that one. So click it in there. Again, you do not have to build in Canva, but it's kind of a nice way to personalize. You can just search for images if you want. And then again, what I typically do is just do the whole download option to my device. Anywhere you use, whether you use Canva or not, you can put them in Drive to pull them in. I typically put them download to my device, whatever you want to do. Now, back on my Canvas page here, I'm still in my full screen. I always like to use the little full screen button here so I can kind of see it a little bigger. What I want to do, if you notice on the sample one, these are all nicely spaced out and organized. So we suggest that you insert a table. This is where you'll kind of want to know how many buttons you're going to plan to have so you know how many cells for a table to use. There's a couple of different ways to get to the table. Sometimes it's right here, this little box looking thing. If that's not there for whatever reason, you can go to Insert, Table, or there's even a table tab right there. So you have multiple options there. I'm going to do a basic 3x3. So I'm going to have 6 buttons. So it puts my table in there. Kind of wonky at the moment, but that's okay. I'm going to start inserting my buttons. So I have this cell. My cursor is blinking in this cell right here. So once I have that, I can come up to my image icon. I'm going to upload images, select downloads. I have all of mine here, all my camp buttons that I've got. So again, this part might look a little different depending on the device you're using, but it's kind of the same process. I find the button that I'm looking for. I like that one. Open. There's my preview and submit. Give it just a moment here, and there's my button. Remember that on my images, if I click, I have some options to resize if I don't want them that big. I've got the 4 corners that I can drag and resize, or I can click image options, and I have the side over here where I can customize small, medium, large, and it kind of does preset ones. I like to center my images inside my cell here. So I click on it once, so I have the 4 corners, and I find my alignment, and I stick it in there. So then I would just go through and do the same process again in this cell. Upload my image, click into here, find my downloaded ones that I've downloaded. Oh, nice little sailboat. Let's put that guy in there. You might edit your images so that they have text on them already, and maybe you don't. Maybe you're kind of like mine, blank here, so I can reuse them for different things. That's totally fine. If I want to add in text, I can just click into the table, hit enter. You see my cursor blinking down here in the bottom left. I'm going to do my center alignment again, and I can type my text this way. Monday. Maybe I want to make that a little bit bigger. The same thing over here. Enter. Get my center alignment. Tuesday. I think I used 18 over there. So then I would just kind of continue that same process in all of these cells, adding in my images. Okay, so I have entered in all of my images that I want, my buttons, then I've put my text down there. Don't forget to push save. You might have save and publish and save. If this is in your master course, I always suggest hitting save and publish. That way when you view it as a student, you can see it. Mine does not have the save and publish down here because I've already done that once. Once it's published, then any changes that I make after that, I just get the save option, which is okay. One thing that I notice over here on my homepage is the lines on the table. I really don't want those to be seen. I want it to just look like they're naturally there. So what I can do is click on the table once, so I get the blue around the edges. And then come up here to the table tab and find table properties. And here where it says border width 1, I change that to 0 and save. Now it'll show the dotted lines back there just to show you that that's where they are. But when I hit escape on my full screen and I push save, so I get more of a preview, my lines are not there. So that it makes it look a little bit more natural. My buttons are a little bit big. I should probably make those a little smaller, but that's okay. So now I have it so that I'm ready to start linking them and actually making them buttons. Right now, they're just images on a page. So I'm going to edit if I'm not already in edit. And let's use this one down here, this resources example. To link it so that students can just click on the image to take them to the resources page, I would need to have pages built over here. So I've already done that a little bit on my pages tab. I have some pages already made. And remember, to do that, I just clicked pages and add page, and I got a blank page. So I have my resource tab and a Monday, Tuesday one just to show as an example. So I'm ready to link it. I'm going to go into my home page, edit. I want my resources page linked here. So I click it once. I can check and make sure I've got the size right. So that's good. I can click it again. So I get my button, my blue lines around the edge. And then I find this chain link guy right here. I click that and I want to do course links because this is going to be links that I do from within the course. So I click that. Let it load here for just a second. You can see now I have all the different pieces of my course here. So I could link any of this stuff right to it. I could link an assignment straight to an image or a quiz or announcement. I'm going to do pages. So remember, I'm on my resources one here. So I'm going to do my page option, and I want to link the resources page. I'm just going to click on that. The yellow box will go over the top of it. And so now it's linked. I can then kind of click through and do this pretty quickly if I have my pages already set up. So here's my Monday one. Click on it, get the border around, and just click on my Monday page over here. There goes that yellow box. Same thing with Tuesday. Click on my image and Tuesday, and it links, so on and so forth. If I want to link text, I do the exact same process. I just find my text, highlight it, find my link icon, course links, and what was that, Monday? So Monday, that yellow box goes over for a flash to let me know that it's linked. So now these are both linked, so when the students hit it. If you want to link things from outside of Canvas, maybe you want to link another website, or you want to link a YouTube video, or the link to, I don't know, the textbook link maybe you have to an external textbook, or like a Flipgrid link or anything like that that's not within Canvas, you can still do that. You click on it, and this time when you click here, click external links, and you would paste your link that you took from wherever in there. So you can do that as well. And then don't forget to come down and click save. Once it loads, now you will have live buttons. Notice that this one is underlined to tell me that there's a link on the text, because that's the only one I linked for text. But I can click on these buttons now, and they will take me, there's my Monday page. If I go back and click on Tuesday, just as an example, there's my Tuesday page. Go back, they're blank, but just for an example. Okay, so I've made my home page. Now I want to set it as my home page. So to do that, I'm going to come up here to the three little dots in the right corner, and I'm going to use as front page. Click on that. So it's now my front page. I'm not quite done yet. I've got one more step. I'm going to click the home button right here. And the goal is when I click that home button, it will take me to that home page, but I have to set it as such. So I'm going to come over here, find choose home page. Then I'm going to use this one that says page front page. And in parentheses, I can see it says home page because that's what I named it. So check that box. I guess it's a circle. Check that circle, hit save. And now my home page is set. So when the students click on home right there, it will bring them here. So if I, just as an example, click on my resources page, and if there were resources here, and now they would show up. And then if I wanted to go back to my home page, I can just click home, and I'm back to my home page. This was just a quick example of how to build a home page. This is not the only way you can do it. You don't have to use these buttons. You don't have to use Canva or the images from within the folder, but it is a nice way to get started. Of course, you can use any images that you have. If you want to put a selfie right here of yourself and make that a button, you totally can do that as well. This was just kind of a quick way to show you, and feel free to pause the video if you haven't already and go back through and use what you need as you're building. Hopefully this was helpful. I have found that once teachers kind of build their homepage, then the rest of it kind of starts to fall into place a little bit easier because they've kind of got the home base, and then they think of where they want to send it out. So of course, if you've got any questions, never hesitate to let Kelly and I know.